Discussing, yeah, I hope everyone able to hear me. And today we'll be discussing about hire an employee and when to understand how the employee model will be and what is the navigation to create a employee or to hire an employee and what are the different types of employee types are there and what are the different activities within employees. So we need to understand it's an important area in Oracle Fusion HCM, and most of the interviews and most of the work. It's a complex object and the core object and important one. So once we log into HCM user, and you can find my client groups, and within my client groups, you can see person management, new person. Person means employee. New person. That means hire a new employee. Person management. That means there is existing person. You need to manage that person details. That means edit, update those details. Query existing person and do transaction or update activities. But if you want to hire a new employee, this is the infolect you need to click on. Under my client groups, you can find a new person. New person is an infolect. All these are infolettes. Okay, let me click on new person. Hiring an employee and in the application by an end user. Assume that in an organization, 4 members got onboarded. It will be onboarded today. And once the onboarding process is started, they will create an employee for the new joiners. And how the process will, how the hire an employee in the application, Fusion application. Once they hire an employee, they will get a user ID logins, and those will be shared to the new joiners. Your employee got created. These are your employee details. This is your mail ID. This is your login details. So ID creation. In the company, your ID will be generated in a couple of days. And once you get a notification with your new login details, then we can do further activities like that. So ID creation, who will do ID creation? A HR person, HR manager, HR supervisor, or HR analyst. Okay. And the new person, you can find there are different person types. You can see hire an employee, pending worker, hire an employee. An employee is a one type of person. Pending workers is another type of person, and contingent worker another type. Non-worker is another type. New person dashboard, that is okay. Employee, pending worker, contingent worker, non-worker. Non-worker. So these are the 4 different types of persons. So let us go with hire an employee. An employee means direct payroll employee, direct employee. That means a permanent employee. Hire an employee means we are going to hire a permanent employee. For example, I worked for Oracle on payroll of some other consultancy. consultancy. That means payroll is different, and Oracle onboarded me into Oracle as a contingent worker. I'm a contractor to Oracle for 2 years. So in that case, Oracle in their portal, in their HR system, they need to onboard me. They need to create a contingent worker for me. Contingent means contract worker. And Oracle has recruited Jayashree on direct payroll. There is no in-between mediator. Oracle HR itself, recruiter itself, found, they searched in the Naukri portal and they got certain profiles and they called them and they recruited on their own payroll. So in that case, during onboarding, they will create an employee, hire an employee in the HR system. For me, they'll hire me. They will create an employee record in their database as a contingent worker. Okay. Let me hire an employee. So employee creation is a interview model based task or a page or a function. And you can see the basic details. Under identification, you can see, you can enter basic details like a hire data, hire action, hire reason, legal employer is a mandatory. If you see here, as in earlier sessions, I might have highlighted, employee will be hired under legal employer. That means in the enterprise structure, we are creating legal entities, and a legal entity, within legal entity, we can onboard employees, we can hire employees if that legal entity is a legal employer. There are 40 legal entities, out of them 30 are legal employers. If those 30 are legal employers, those will be available under this LOB. So we need to make a legal entity as a legal employer, then only we can hire employees under that legal entity. Nothing but legal employer. Hiring can be done if the legal entity is a legal employer. So let me hire employee under US1 legal entity. See here, worker number generation automatically. It will be generated automatically. Worker type employee. We took hire an employee. Na? Worker type is employee. If we initially, while opening this page, if we would have taken a contingent worker, na, worker type will be different. That we need to notice. Okay. These are the basic details. And if you see here, the mandatory things, hire date is a mandatory, hire action is a mandatory. So hire reason is optional and it has a LOV. We are hiring this employee to fill a vacant position. Okay. Or a replacement to a position. And worker type is also mandatory. System already has defaulted. So that's why it's not a user enter field. It is not a free text field or LOV to pick to type a text by us or to pick a value by us. See here, illegal employer is a mandatory and they have provided a list of values where we can pick a value. And if you see here, last name is a mandatory, and here we need to type a value. It's a free text field. But coming to a worker type, System has defaulted a value and freezed. Worker number also, system has defaulted, it will be generated automatically and it got freezed. You are not supposed to pass a value for these two fields. And here, for these fields like legal employer, hire action, a system has given a LOB and you are able to pick a value from the LOB and you are not supposed to type anything on your own. So these are predefined list of values. And also we can call them as a master data. It's already configured. Hire is a action. Hire action. It's already been configured in the master page and you are able to access in this LOB. And legal employers, legal entities already configured and made some of the legal entities as a legal employer. And those things you are able to access in this LOB. Okay. Coming down to person details. Person number, system generated automatically. Worker number, person number. Keep it in mind. Person number, worker number. Two numbers, both are generated automatically by a sequence. And global name language, American English. It has defaulted. So in the manage HCM information or manage the legal entity HCM information, you might have seen a global name language as a US English. So that's why it has defaulted. Certain values are defaulted from those configured values at setup level. Okay, last name. Head to CF 01. First name. Let me go the same. Title, Mr. Prefix, suffix, middle name, honors, preferred name, previous last name, job display name. All these are optional. So at this time, we are skipping all those things. And gender, male, date of birth. So let me give a date. You need to enter a date of birth that's before the start date or high date. Okay. 2000, now 2023. A 23-year-old employee we are hiring. That means. Okay. Social insurance type. See here how these names are. Oracle standard prompts, init cap, space between words, init cap. Observe these names, honors, middle name, suffix, prefix, title or anything. And come down here. Social insurance type. Given caps. Oracle will not, it's a ready-made ERP product getting used by Oracle worldwide. Many customers. So Oracle will not give such kind of naming standards for the fields. See here, no initial cap. Social insurance. That means these two fields someone configured to capture extra information at a form level, at this page level. They made them as a mandatory and they have provided LOBs. And looking into the naming standard, I can figure out those are learners. They started beginning. Their name is not compatible, not matching, not uniform. They're not maintaining the naming standards as uniform with the Oracle standards. How they give? Okay, let us assume I joined my daughter in a new school. And the new school has their own uniform. And without uniform, I allowed my daughter to enter into the school with a civil dress. And the next day, my daughter will bounce. I need uniform. Why means she don't want to odd in this with those crowd of students. She will be odd, na? All are in uniform. My daughter only is not in a uniform. So immediately she will come back. I need uniform. Tomorrow onwards, I should go with uniform only. Otherwise, I will be a unique person among them. I will be different. So here also same. I'm looking into that dress code. Okay, this girl joined recently. She doesn't have a uniform. Other people can easily identify. In the same manner, the person who configured these two fields, added these two fields, is a new person, a learner, a fresher. They're not experienced guy. With these naming standards, we can figure out. So these are extra fields added by a consultant as per the customer requirement. You can do that. We will discuss in detail about those topics. That is called flex fields. Okay. Till here, Oracle provided screen. Oracle provided fields. Okay. Come down. National identifiers. For an employee, you can add, you can see here plus symbol. Whatever the employee you are hiring, for that there will be a national identifier information. If you want, you can add it. So as of now, if you click on plus, then a record will be inserted. For that record, national ID type is mandatory, national ID is mandatory. So let me add that. Okay, United States. ID, social security number. And ID type is a social security number. And what is the ID? Now let me do it. Okay. You must enter a value, social security insurance type. You must enter a value. Okay. As we discussed, someone has added two fields. These are the extra fields, and they provided a list of value, and they made these two fields as a mandate. Okay, some values I pick. Click on next. Okay. See here, person name A2CF01, A2CF01, and height date, social security number I gave, person number it will be. When I complete the data entry and submit, save and submit, then internally a sequence will generate these person numbers under. Till that time, it is a phased. Okay, let me pass the address. Zip code, state, city. Okay, let me pick a zip code. It will default certain few values. Geography. So I'm trying to give a couple of characters, and with that combination, I'm trying to search values available. So I'm not able to. So you have an option called advanced. Click on advanced. That means in this format, the character should start with the CA. Any geography is available. No. So in the advanced, you have more options. Does not contain Samba. That means find all geographies which doesn't have Samba. What happens? They assume that there are 100 geographies, and no geography will contain Samba. And show me a geographies which does not contain Samba, means all geographies it will show you. Getting? Okay. So these are the different geographies configured in the system. And let me pick one. Okay, based upon the geography we selected, for that it has defaulted the zip code, state, city, and county. Okay. All the mandatory things populated under address also. And you can see the here phone details. For this employee, if you want to add a phone details, you can click on a plus to add a phone record. Email details, you can click on the plus symbol to add a new email record. Home address information. So like that. So national identifiers we added. Now, but all these are optional. Phone details at this moment, if the HR has not provided, the recruiter has not provided the phone details and email details, later also we can add. Those are optional sections. Legislative information. It has defaulted United States. That means it's a mandatory section and it has defaulted certain values, and whatever the remaining fields are there are optional, you can proceed. Okay. Under legislation information, you need to provide marital status. Next, citizenship and visa information, contacts. Okay. Contact type. Emergency contact for this employee. And last name. Venkat. First name. Okay. Okay, next. See, we need to fill some more data under third step, that is called employment information and compensation and other information. And once you done with the data entry under these things, then only the submit will be enabled. Till that, you need to fill the data, next, and fill the data, and then finally submit it. Or in between, you can save. You have an option to save and close. Save it. Okay. Okay, click on next. So we have given identification details, we have given personal information. Now next step is employment information. We need to make entry of certain data under employment information section. Okay. Work relationship details. Work relationship. And if you see here, service dates, legal employer, hire date, enterprise level hire date, legal employer level hire date. Service dates already captured based upon the hire date we gave. And if you see here, assignment information. So these data till here, the data what we are able to see now, these data has defaulted from previous sections, and the identification and personal information, whatever the data we have treated, no, those some of the data got defaulted over here. And we are in employment section, employment information area. So it starts from here. Assignment number. So here in this system, they made it as a free text field. You need to type an assignment number A2CF01. Let me give some unique value. Business unit. There are predefined business units in the system, and let me pick one. Let me search US1 tab. We are hiring an employee under US1 legal entity or legal employer. So then you need to, under that US1 legal entity, there can be multiple business units. Let me pick one among them. So I'm going to assign assignment for this employee under business unit B, US1 business unit. And person type is employee. Assignment status active payroll eligible, active no payroll. So active payroll eligible. This person will be active and payroll eligible. That means payroll can be processed for this employee. Projected end date, till what date this assignment. Okay. So now you need to populate certain job related information. Under assignment, job information like a position, job, grade ladder, department. See here, whatever the workforce structures we configured, we created in the earlier section, those will be assigned for employee while hiring under assignment. So in the today's instance, whatever the instance we are using, that it's a new refreshed instance. You may not find your okay there. You can see here A2CF senior manager is available, and yeah, whatever the jobs we created, whatever the position you created, and those you can pick here. So position I picked automatically, it has defaulted the job also. So position we have a linked job also. And grade also it has defaulted. See here, A2CF A grade. Now okay, department also it has defaulted. At position level, we gave all those things in A2CF consulting. And location also it has defaulted. A2CF Bangalore. And location will have a address. So location details, so office number, mail, stop, floor, building, not populated. If you want, you can pass all those buildings. A block or second block, floor, sixth floor. Okay. If you see here, working hours 40, frequency weekly, standard working hours. So these values defaulted from legal entity HCM information as we discussed in earlier session. Okay. So there are many more fields or sections available, and you can ignore at this stage all the things, and important things we will be covering. So see here, manager details you can add. For this employee, what is the manager details? Probation and notice periods. Probation period. Days, 90 days. Months, then here 3 months. So based upon this value, system has generated this data. Probation end date. Probation period. So once they hire an employee, there will be a probation period of 6 months or 1 year or 4 months or 3 months. And after completing a 6 months probation period, then the employee will be on complete payroll. Till that time, the employee will be under probation period. Then they'll get confirmation letter on this day. You have completed your probation. Okay, notice period. 3 frequency months. Probation period 6 months, notice period 3 months. And direct reports for this employee who are going to report. So I am working in an organization. There are six persons, 6 employees will report to me. Direct reports, report details. Okay. Effective date. Action, manager change. Action, reason. Direct reports details. Okay. Manager change, action, reason, new hire of manager. Okay. Okay, it has defaulted. You can ignore at this thing. Add direct reports. You can add them over here. Select and add. Okay. So right now we are not concentrating on all those things. If you scroll down, okay. So this is about direct reportees, reports. So that section we are not concentrating at this minute. Manager details. Let me add a manager details. Okay. Type of manager is a mandatory section in this section. Line manager, project manager, regional manager, mentor, resource manager, legal relationship. So line manager. Okay. I selected that plus symbol for 3 times. So 3 records came. Let me add 1. And who is the manager? Search and pick. Let me pick my manager as a Curtis Petty. The employee should exist in the system. Existing employee. We are trying to pick. Okay, Curtis Karen is there. Okay, let me pick this. So Curtis Karen is a manager for the newly created employee, creating employee called A2CF01. We have added a manager details. And what kind of see here? Curtis Karen E6 is the employment number and active payroll eligible employment type. And type of manager type is line manager. Okay. Okay, click on next. Okay, legacy code value is required. There is a mandatory field they have added here, and we need to pass some value. Okay, let me put some XX. Click on next. Invalid value. Okay. Legacy code. There is a LOV. So let me pick a value from advanced. Advanced search value. Any search here. So there are certain values provided as a LOV. We need to pick a valid value from that. So unless we pick a valid value and we try a type, we have given a XX or something. It said invalid value. It's a mandatory and you should pick a value from LOV. I think it's a descriptive flexible. Someone has configured and they have not configured properly. See here how big the field it is. So someone, a learner is doing learning activities. Let it be. Click on next. Compensation and other information. See here, we are hiring an employee under US1 business unit, and salary information. Currency, worker local currency. We are hiring an employee under US legal entity, United States country. So their local currency will be populated. And salary date, defaulted system date, today's date, higher date. Salary basis, US1 annual salary. How much? One lakh. I give 1 lakh USD. As per this currency, worker a local currency means a worker we are hiring under US, and the currency is USD, and the frequent salary basis is annually. So annually. So 1 lakh USD dollars per annum. Annual salary. Next salary review date. So today we are hiring an employee, and what will be this employee next salary revision? Let me say when this employee will be eligible for giving a revision or hike. So this is April. No? Already the revision cycle got ended. So let me 2024 April. First, till that time, there is no hike for this employee within our organization. Okay. Yeah, we have given all the values, and then click on next. Knowing about each and every field is called function, pure functional. But to start our technical work, we need to understand the basic functionalities and sections, how we are able to hire an employee. What are the different employee types are there? What are the different sections within the employee model to capture the data? Okay. Next, finally, we are at review screen. Review means whatever the data we have populated in the previous sections, we can review and then submit it. Submit will save and submit. So internally, many programs are running, and the data will be inserted into many tables, underlying tables, and all those tables are organized in a relational database management. That is called primary foreign key relationships. Okay. So we have hired an employee. Let me go back. The person management, let us test whatever the employee we have hired. And the person management, you can query the existing employee. What is the employee name? A2CF01 we give. Let me search. It is there. Employee name is A2CF comma A2CF01, and person number system has generated 10506. And national identifier I gave, business unit I gave, country I gave, and department location, user person type employee, user person type employee. So next time you people take it as an assignment, hire a contingent worker and then observe user person type for that record. And job, so see here workforce structures, whatever the workforce structures we given, those we selected. And position, assignment status, active, payroll eligible, and town or city. Okay, assignment. Okay, if you want to see the complete information, you can see there is a hyperlink for the employee name. When you click on that, you can find the complete information. More information, A to CF and A to CF HCM consultant. Okay, you can see all the sections for multiple sections of this employee. Okay, let me click on the hyperlink so that it will open the complete employee details. And you can close this record again. You have an option called close them. And what is the employee name? First name dot last name A to CF01, A to CF01, and person number is 10506, and employment work relationship legal employer US1 legal entity, worker type employee, and country is United States. Assignment A to CF HCM consultant VS, and action reason is hire to fill a vacant position, and effective start date of the employee. Assignment number system has not generated, we give manually, but person number system has generated. Okay, business unit, person type, you can review all the things and you can edit information. See here, edit, update or correct, view history, and you can see tasks related to this A to CF01 employee. I want to see compensation, change salary for this employee. So let us discuss. We have had an employee, and day one itself, he started like he wanted to revise a package for him. He got a couple of offers in a couple of companies, and he's demanding, I got a more offer in other organization. If you are able to give this package, then I'll come here. Instead of 1 lakh USD dollars, give me 1,20,000 US dollars. I have other offer. Then the HR will commit and they will change the salary for this employee in this place. See here, salary history, propose new salary. Yeah, today itself. On the day of hiring itself, hire date itself, we are proposing a new salary for it. Change salary, where is changing? Promotion? No. During hiring itself, we are changing salary. Reason, he is demanding, he has other offer. Okay, instead of history, continue. Oh, we have not yet proposed a new salary. $1,20,000. Next, continue. It will show you the difference. See here. Salary level, review salary level. Almost all are same. Only this part salary amount is changed. Old one was $1 lakh. The new one is $1,20,000, and rest all are same only. Okay. Submit it. Okay. Done. Again, actions. And I need to check the personal information level. I need to make some changes. For this employee, the personal information, employment information, seniority date, the direct reports, whichever the section you need to modify, that section you can modify. National identifiers. Whatever the section you can you need to modify. You have an option called pencil symbol where you can edit. Or you can see here edit. Name and address information edit, or biographical information you can edit, or national identifiers you can edit. And you can edit legislative information you can edit. So, yeah. This is about hiring an employee in the application. And before hiring an employee, there are master data should exist. What kind of master data should exist? Employee will be hired against a legal employer. That means in the system that legal employer should be defined earlier. And during employee hiring, at assignment level, we are picking a value called, we are populating job, grade, position, department, location. All this should exist in the system earlier. So that is what we did in the past couple of days. We already configured the workforce structures, location, grade, position, departments, and we have hired an employee against those things today. So for hiring an employee, legal entity is the master data, business unit is master data, location, grade, department, position, master data. So master data should be in position, then only we can go for employee hire. During employee hire, we are using those master data. Okay. Now I'm giving an assignment for all of you. You need not to write a query. You need not to do any groundwork, like just basic groundwork. Find out the underlying tables for this section. You are new to this application and we have not yet covered the topic, but let me check your speed. In the global HR, find out by head the tables. For that, for employee data model. What are the backend tables for employee information? And how those are organized? Just identify the table, that's it. Okay, with this I will be closing the session and tomorrow we'll continue. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Any doubts? Okay, that is what we did. We have hired an employee and we did a few transactions related to employee. That means we have proposed a new salary and yeah, there are many transactions we can see later. That is what we covered today.